back, and it's our next part, the interview segment, and today we'll be looking at the media reportage in critical times and also getting it right. How will the media get it right, knowing that they are supposed to give first-hand information, clarified information, not information that is filtered with the truth, but the mere fact. Now we're going to be looking at this topic, and joining us this morning to talk about this is the chairman, NUJ Delta State, and the person of Comrade Churchill Oyowe. Good morning, sir. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, Comrade, considering the fact that the media is supposed to fill the public with first-hand information, but sometimes we get news not verified, yeah? How do we get it right? In their reportage, how do we get it right? How will the media get it right? What are the steps to take?
Well, the function or rules of the media has not changed. It still remains to give information, basically, and educate the public on happenings around them. When we say information, we talk about timely and accurate information. The media is there for everyone. It's not there for anyone. That's why they have a constitutional role to play, enshrined in Section 22 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The media is the only professional body that has a constitutional role, which role is recognized rather by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So it is a huge tax on practitioners to actually look at the environment and see how they can report in a way that we meet the needs of the people. We satisfy the yearnings of the people, no matter who source is God. Most times, when media reports, you will see some people will say, oh, it's not in favor of them, particularly some persons in government. But the truth remains that the role of the media is to give accurate and timely information. That accurate information can be broadened to mean objective, factual, and balanced information.
Okay, I like the fact that you talked about accuracy. Now, what factors affect the ability of the media to cover important issues accurately in today's world?
Well, those are some kind of academic questions, but when you say factors, they are numerous. For example, the environment itself. If the environment is conducive for press freedom to thrive, you see the media playing its role objectively. I'm not taking the fact that there are some practitioners who they refer to as bad egg in the profession. It's everywhere.
Yes.
Some of them may not be well equipped or well trained. Some of them may just even go into practice because of belly infrastructure. So the truth is, for well-bred professionals, the job has never changed. They are bound professionally to observe ethical rules while reporting. And these are the factors that they take into consideration. That the story that they are reporting is based on facts, not speculation, not fiction. But when the environment is not conducive for them to get information, there is the temptation for people to speculate, because you go and source for information from credible authorities. and you are not getting such information. So you are bound to speculate, which is unprofessional. People want to eat the headlines.
Yes.
They want people
Fact.
They want their, for example, now the way the media industry has transformed from the mainstream to the digital era that we are now. People want to make news fast. So you see them speculating, which is unprofessional. But those who are in charge of giving out information in their custody should also be up and doing.
Yes.
So that we don't have misinformation, disinformation, making the rounds.
Okay, there's a place of training and retraining. There's a place where that comes in. Now, how can you explain why professional training is essential for journalists when they are covering especially sensitive issues?
Well, that's one issue that we have always asked stakeholders to partner with the professional body, that is the union. We talk to our members, we organize clinics during our meetings, but that may not necessarily be enough. We still need our stakeholders to come to our aid to see how we can, from time to time, have refresher courses for our members so that they will be refreshed with
new
basic
ideas
and modern way of carrying out their jobs. But basically, the rules guiding the job have not changed. But we need to refresh them from time to time to say, this is what you should do in such circumstance, this is what you should do in this circumstance. So we cannot rule out the imports of training and retraining. We need support to bring people together. We have had one or two kind of support in the past. This year alone, we have had like 2 trainings for our members. They are specialized trainings. So based on the needs from time to time, we need stakeholders to partner with the NUJ to give our people specialized training. The first one that we had this year was on special people. They call them special people. How to report on them. People whose identity, if you know it, it will lead to stigmatization. We trained our members on how to report on their issues. We also trained our members on electoral reporting, election reporting. So these are specialized areas. And we have health reporting, we have energy reporting, we have security reporting. So many specialized areas that we need stakeholders to partner with the union to see how we can broaden the understanding of our members. So training and retraining cannot be ruled out. They need it so that they will be up to date with modern trends in terms of reporting accurately and timely.
So on the part of media now, how would you, what would you say about the wrong use of headlines, catchy headlines, just to attract readers or to create traffic?
And then when you open the stories,
it's a different thing entirely. You know, and sometimes they use denting headlines, you know, just for you to just quickly open and see, and then it's something else. What would you say? Would you say it's professional on the part of the media?
Well, if it's absolute falsehood, then it's unprofessional. Some headlines might just take one aspect of the whole body of the story to attract attention. Basically, the negative aspect, because they said news is all about oddities. If it's not odd, you don't regard it as news. So I think that is the aspect of the profession that they are cashing in on. But once it is based on falsehood, like I said, then it is absolutely unethical, unprofessional. Anybody will want traction to his site, to his blog. Even the mainstream, they do it. The newspapers that you know in Nigeria, magazine, even broadcast stations, they do it. But it is rife, it is more with the new media, those who are the online media. And like I said, it's just to attract traction. but when it is based on falsehood,
Yes.
it is condemnable, reprehensible, and unprofessional. Such persons can be sanctioned.
Okay, I like the fact that you talked about blogs and then you talked about unprofessional. Now, we all know that today, with the rise of social media, we have a lot of unprofessional bloggers who just sit at the comfort of their home and give stories that don't even exist, and then you begin to wonder how they cooked up that story. Now, is it possible for the media, especially online reporters, to avoid exposing some stories in order to avoid anarchy in the society? Especially if they are not true stories.
Yeah, the role of the media, again, is all about bringing cohesion in society. They are not there to destroy society. If you have a role as significant as that, then you must protect it. Yes, the Constitution of Nigeria, Section 39, gives freedom of expression, freedom to publish. That is where you see even those who are not registered practicing journalists also thriving. That is their constitutional role. But there is no right without limitation. Every right has where it ends. Because they say where your right ends, that is where another person's own begins. So all these things should be carried out with decorum, with responsibility. You cannot say because you have a right to publish, to express yourself, and provide information that will bring about disharmony, anarchy in the society. You can be held responsible.
Sure.
You can be jailed. So
even when the blog is faceless.
No blog is faceless. They can trace you any day, anytime. No blog is faceless.
But I know there's a particular blog that has not been traced.
There's this particular blog that has not been traced.
Yes.
It's just that attention has not been placed there.
Okay.
So every blog is tied to an email address. An email address is tied to a GSM number, and it has identity.
Yes, and an IPPIS number.
So what we are saying is that you have the right to freedom of expression and to freedom to publish, but it should be done within the ambits of the law. If you deliberately disinform the public or misinform the public, you can be held liable. And it's not as if this thing is solely the handiwork of unprofessionals. Some professionals too engage in it, sometimes inadvertently. But this is an opportunity for us to talk to ourselves once again, to say we should be guided by the rules, by the laws of the land, in as much as it is your right to publish, to express yourself. You should do it within the ambit of the law. Don't use it to create anarchy.
Okay.
There's this my friend that usually say that the doctor can make errors, the nurses can make errors, the pharmacists can make errors, engineers can even make errors. The damage for the doctor or pharmacist may just be one or two persons. But if a journalist makes error, it can consume the whole community. It can consume the whole nation. So we have a role that if we misuse it, we end up engulfing this community, the society on fire. So it is important that there's a thin line between all these things, knowing how the information is causing problems. For example, now people are talking about a particular kidnap in town, and the way some journalists are going about it, it's like they are more concerned than the affected family. So in the process, they are jeopardizing investigation. So we want to call on our members. Yes, you are doing your professional job, but don't jeopardize investigation. You can even make the people involved, the kidnappers involved, to even become dastardly in their heart. So stop spreading the idea that we jeopardize investigation.
And
The same-
endangering the victim's
and
life.
endangering the victim's life. So we should be responsible enough to know the limits of our reportage.
Okay, so
as journalists.
So there's a point where Lilibet asks, are there punishment for erring journalists who do things like this? Because as you rightly said, it could worsen things. Now there's a particular blog who said something about this said politician, and that news spread, and then by evening we went back to that same blog and they had changed the story again.
They retracted their stories.
Okay.
Sam, this is speculation. You don't write based on speculation.
Yes.
You write based on facts.
Facts.
If you speculate, you are sending the wrong signal and information. So thank God some of them have retracted. But the truth is, some persons still are not heeding to caution. They are still in there to attract attention to their blog, and that is by causing problems for those who are carrying out the investigation. So we are begging them, you don't bring this profession to disrepute, and don't jeopardize investigation into the matter. Report your story. If you don't have facts, then don't speculate.
Touch the story.
They say in journalism that if you are not sure, you leave out.
Yes.
You leave out. Don't just because you must publish, go and start spreading the wrong ideas. I'm begging our people, let them desist from speculation and spreading the wrong ideas that will jeopardize investigation into critical stories like Kina.
Okay, would you say
talking about journalists now, let's look at the rights of journalists as a media practitioner. Now, in the ongoing protests, we got stories of how some journalists were mishandled. Yeah, we got some stories on how they were mishandled
and made to delete their stories that they had covered.
Don't you think that journalists have the right, to be in any protest or anywhere and report live what they see?
Yes.
What's the right of a journalist? So why were they mishandled? Is it that some persons do not know what journalists or what it means to be a journalist, or the rights that they have? Because it was so saddening when I heard that they were mishandled. Now it makes you as a journalist scared to go to places or want to do
that one will not scare any journalist. Let me just tell you, any well-trained, well-bred journalist, it will not scare you. Rather, it will worsen the situation, because it is their inalienable right to report. And if anyone tries to trample on that right, you are only worsening the situation. You are only bringing attention to you. That's primary assignments that person is going for. Will now snowball into you having attention. For example, if the police, tries to stop the journalist from doing his work, instead of the journalist reporting on the protest, focus will not be on the police. If government now tries to stop the journalist from doing his job, focus will not be on the government. So it doesn't help anyone to stop the journalist from doing his job, because the journalist has the journalist has that power to escalate, and he also has that power to de-escalate. So we rather should partner with journalists to ensure that the information that they are giving out is within their professional purview, rather than try to restrict them from carrying out their professional job. So it doesn't help anyone. Rather, it worsens the situation.
I think journalists should be respected more.
Okay, as regards still on journalism, how would you rate the media in their reportage during this protest that entered the 8th today? And of course, too, I want to also ask, in your opinion, will you say that the state government and the federal government have done well in supporting journalists to report issues diligently without any form of interference?
Well, let me say for journalists, they have done very well. They have been able to bring issues from all sides to public view, to public glare, and that they have even provided platforms for dialogue so that the main issues can be addressed. Journalists have done very well during this protests, the ongoing protests. Okay. For government, I cannot say if they have partnered properly at the federal or state level, but I know that when that issue occurred, the state's Commissioner for Information intervened swiftly, and his Chief Press Secretary, to address the issue of harassment of journalists. Okay. And I think since then, the tension has been doused, and that harmony has not been restored between journalists and the security community. I don't know the individuals who actually harass them. I think that has been resolved amicably. So when conflict comes up like this, there are bound to be solutions, which we have had.
Thank you so much, Comrade Churchill Oyowe, the chairman NUJ, Delta State, for gracing this couch and talking to us about the media reportage in critical times and how to get it right, and also the rights of journalists doing their job. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's a pleasure.
All right, Money Right continues in a bit. We'll be right back. Stay with us.